All right, okay. So here was kind of my plan. What I did was I pre-set up everything over here in the media content area. Okay, and this would be like a lesson, but we'll cover kind of what we covered last night. Now, as I've said everything over here, and I hope you remember how to like get rid of this shit over here. But if not, you just hold your left mouse down, highlight them, left click within them like that, and well, you know what? Didn't even do it. Probably got to do three at a time. There it goes. And remove from library. That's just how you got to get rid of the original shit, I guess. Anyways, let's get on with this. And I'm hoping it ain't going to start buffering real bad like it did the other day. I'm going to add a new track. So now I should have 3 tracks down here, which I do. So I'm going up here. And this is a video that I did earlier today. But I'm just using it as my example. So let me grab my intro. I will not have you just listen to my intro. Yeah, but I'm just going to place it there. And now, hold on. Let me go back. I'm going to pull this back. Now, I want to show you again how to do that. Okay, you put your mouse on the, like whatever it is, be it the picture, the video, whatever, but you left click it one time. Twice it's going to pull it up individually. But once it's like that, it'll have the hand here. If you see the hand, that's where you can like push it left down and then move the whole clip. And you move it right up to, bam, right there. You'll see the blue line pop up. Now, if you push it into it, it'll ask you if you want a crossfade, whoop-de-woo, like that. If you clip outside of that, like that, it'll send it right back to where it was, and you can, move it again. But you want it right up to it. Now, I have me sitting there with my intro, so it's going to play like such. Now, I'll show you about right in here. Now, that's where you need to be, like that. Now, that's going to move your timeline. See, like right down in here, I guess you see 00. But you see, I couldn't see that like when you was doing it, if you see my point. But that's why I was saying just right above it. But you want to be in this black area. Now, there you can move your little timeline. So if I take it back before that, where it's in my intro, and play here, it's going to start playing my video. Now, it jumped right to me there, okay? So what I'm going to do, because normally between 2 clips like that, I'll add a transition, or I'll push it into it real quick, or I could crossfade. Now, if I crossfade and play it, it's going to look like this. And it just fades right into me doing it. It's still kind of a transition, but let me pull it back out and then pull it back over there to it again. Okay, it's still got that little separation. So now right here, the big T over here is for title. Now, if I was making a title, I could go up there, pull this down, and let's say I do. Say I'm making a title right now, all right? All right. Now, right there, hold on. You know what? I don't want to get ahead of you on this, any. When you push it up to that blue line will appear. That means you're exactly right there at the beginning of this here, of that video clip. See, if I try to push it back, now it's back into the intro. But if I got that blue line, bam, it falls right there as soon as this right here opens. So I double left click on title. Now, once I'm here, because it's going to say my title, that's blank. But if I go over here, now I hold my left mouse down, the left button, and then I highlight that area. Now I can go over here and I can select the color that I want. Say I want it to be red, and I'm going to have it in I'm going to border it with white, like that. And I come up here and I can pick my font. Dude, you know what? I spent like better part of a month downloading fonts. I have incredible fonts, man. I had the fucking Simpsons font. I have every font imaginable. All right, say I wanted, you know what? I got Tarantino on here. Let me go get the Tarantino. I think it just looks cool. Yeah, okay. So I use the Tarantino. Hold on, man. It takes a second. There we go. So I'm going to use that as my title, and it's just going to say my title for now. But on the flip side, now, I mean, I could go back. Oh, yeah, man. See, it's going to start buffering. I knew it would, man. Knew it would. Just hold tight. I will put Mike Cat. And that's going to be my little title right there. Now, I can scroll down here to the bottom. Right? Can I? No, I guess you got to have the effect on that. Okay, so say I go to the effect. Now, the starting effect for your title, and believe me, there are a million of them. Say I have it flow in from the left. So it's going to go like that when it comes in. All right? So that's what I've clicked on. It's highlighted. So that's the one that's going to use. Now I go back up and you pull that up. Then you go to ending effect. And you pull that up. And there's a bazillion of them. You can do it in any way. We'll have it evaporate left so that when it disappears, it'll go like that. All right. And that's good enough. That's going to be my little title. And it's just going to come in and out like that. But that's how you make a title. Now, right below the T is the transition room. Now, mine's covered, but I think that you got a different monitor because all yours popped up. If not, you can go like that till you see double arrows, pull it all the way left. And if you need it back, double arrows, you can pull your screen back over so that they're all there. I like the special ones. I like the little burning effect. I think that looks cool as shit. So I'm going to place that right there between the two. Okay? Now, if I move my timeline back a little piece here into my intro. Now, when I play this, hold on. Let's just set up all proper. Now, when I play this, you'll see the transition happen and the title. All right, thanks for getting here on time with me, everybody. You know what, man? Yeah, you know what? It's a little slowed down. Hang on. All right, thanks for getting here on time with me, everybody. Let that evaporate. You know what, man? That's slow as shit. It's somewhat buffering. I mean, you got to understand, it's slowing my PC down a little bit here because that's not how it should. It should just come in and go out. You know, my lips should be moving with my voice there. But that is my PC. So that's how you add a transition. Now, if I go down here and I click on that, I can click modify. Now, this is at 1 second, but say I don't want it like that, I can click that, hit 0, but it's always going to have a number over here. But let's say I want that to be 50 so that it's like, you know, half second long. Then I can click modify. It shortens it to that. Click the X, and I'm right back in the transition room. Now, I need to go back up here to media room. That's where all your stuff's at. That's where your media content is. So whenever you go there, like say right here, I need to add something behind me. Allow me to add a photo behind me here. I'm going to use the Constitution as a prime example. I take it over to where it's blue. That way I know it's lined up right there behind me on this video. I go right there, double arrows, left click down, and pull that. And the thing is it's like I told Greeno, man. He'd barely pull it out. And then he'd have to pull it out, and he'd have to keep doing that. I said, dude, take it to the end of the video. Because, you know, wherever you cut it and slice it and end it, you know, that's where it's going to end at. Anyway, so I got the Constitution behind me there. Now I'm going to come down, say after the title here. Now, right here I'm going to chroma key my green screen. So I double left click on my video. Now that's going to pull my video up as a separate thing up here, right there. Now it's got those aspects that I can work with. So I click chroma key. Now, as you can see, all this right here was highlighted. Now, then you click on the little eyedropper. Boom, just like that. Now, see, some of this is a little brighter than the rest, and over here where it's darker. So I want kind of a middle color, like about in here. That don't look too bad. But maybe you can see I got like a little bit of green on me. So I'm going to increase the color range up to there. That kind of gets rid of that green. I can denoise a little bit, though not too much. You see, because it'll make you evaporate, man. Okay, so we want that to be about right into there. Now, when I go back, now I got the Constitution behind me. So, let me go up to the Constitution here and say right here, because I left clicked on it to highlight it. And then I come over here to the split the selected clip. But I can place that anywhere that I want it to be. Say like right here, I said something that pertained to, you know what? Thomas Bruce as an example. Now when I'm starting to talk about him, which I am not in that video, I take it down. Now I put it right next to it. You see what I did? Let me remove it. I came up. Now what I did was after I put my mouse on it and then I hold my left button down. That selects it. And see, I can pull it straight down to the timeline I want. Now I can drop it right there on the timeline, but say I drop it over here, I can still go back once I see that hand, because it's got to be highlighted, you know, move it right up to where you want it. And then just pull that fucker left. Man, you can pull it left forever, you know. So, as of right now, when I'm talking, it's going to go like this because they don't have anything between them. Anyway, I'm calling this video for the record. But you see, it just changes right to his picture from the other. You know what? Let me remove that one. I'm going to put Kokomo, Indiana down here. Now, see where it says crossfade, replace? If I click outside of that, it's just not. It just won't happen. But if you do select one of those, then that's what it's going to be. All right, now in this right here, I'm going to go in. I'm going to double left click on that image because it's smaller than what my screen size is. So let me blow that shit the fuck up, man. We'll do it like that. Click OK. Now I see I got Kokomo back behind me. But you know what? What I want to happen here is like a transition between the pictures. So go back over here and remember right below the T, which is your title, that's your transition room. Now you got a lot of transition types over here. Seriously, honestly, it's many. And you would be amazed of how many transitions are in each one. I mean, I like this special because it's got the, like, where it breaks and this. But if I go to, like, 3D like, hold on, let me allow you to see this. Because it will show you right here what it will do and how that transition will look. Like on each one of them. That's how it will bring the one picture from one into the next. This like unfolds to the next, which is kind of cool. Let me use that one. And I'm going to place that right there between them. Now I'm going to go back over here to the media room. Okay. And I'm going to grab right here and I'm going to move my timeline back a piece so I can look at it as it happens. So automatically, man. I like that shit. Anyway, I'm calling this video for the record because everything, all my... You know, I mean, it would look a little, it would look better, of course, if it was on the video, like me doing it itself. But I'm just showing you with the examples of the photos behind me. So, okay, let me move it up to here. Split it. See, make sure if that's highlighted, this is going to be highlighted and remove. Now, you know what? Let me go back, and I'm going to add that again. Now, I'm going to come right here to the middle, and I'm going to split it again. But what I'm going to do is, rather than remove that one, I'm going to remove the middle one. Now, watch what happens. It's going to say remove and leave the gap. And that's the gap between this one and this one here. Or do I want to remove it and fill the gap? Well, in this one, I'm going to leave the gap. Okay? Or I could go back and left and right click on that and remove and fill the gap. Then it's going to pull that one right up against this one. That's the difference. Now, if you're going back and you're fixing something, you don't want your entire timeline to move because you might have many things on this that, you know, are adjusted to track 1 and track 3 and track 4. So you don't want to move the gap. But if you do, just go back and undo till it's undone. You see where I'm at? Okay. So I got this here, and now I want to add, this is a picture of old house here. Say I do like such. Now, in this, I'm going to left click on the picture. And I'm going to go down to fades. Well, I want it to fade in. Okay? So, and you know what? I'll also have it fade out. Oh, it's starting to buffer, man. Hang tight, man. No. Please, for the love of God, don't buffer. There it is. All right, now when it gets to this, because we don't have a transition set between them, it's just going to fade into the new photo.
I did not use the term he or him or a suspect. I used the full name, Thomas Jerome Bruce, with his date of birth, his hometown, the place where he...
See where I'm at?
The full name, Thomas Jerome Bruce, with his date of birth, his hometown, the place where he was born.
Now,
and his
say I want that photo to fade out. Now I'm going to left click on it and I'm going to split it because that's where I want that to end at. I come up, I remove. Now it has removed because there was nothing to the right of it over here. So there isn't anything that it could pull left. Now in some cases it will ask that when there is nothing to the right. I don't understand that. So if you come across it, understand I don't know why. Alright, so I double left click on this photo. Now I'm going down to the fades. Oh shit, man, I already hit fade out. I did not even know that I hit fade out. Alright, so I hit fade out. It wasn't on fade out. But now when it comes in the background, you'll see how it fades in.
I did not use the term he or him or a suspect. I used the full name, Thomas Jerome Bruce, with his date of birth, his hometown,
fades in,
the place where he was born.
stays for a second,
St. Louis,
fades the fuck out. So that's kind of how that is. This is your split timeline. But I got that because it's not on a photo. If I had the photo selected, then it would say split the clip, split selected clip. And that's what you want. So now watch. If I go up and it just like split timeline, now everything gets split. Which that's not going to affect shit. I mean, you can split everything like that a million times. It ain't going to affect the video any. But sometimes you don't want that because you want it cut in those selected areas where you know where it's cut and selected and moved to. Keep it all orderly and in fashion and shit. So that is your title. And kind of where you go for your titles under T. Right under that is your transitions. They got the Alpha, man. They got the ones that's like the Matrix. They got, you know what? It's a bazillion and one different transitions. Now, when we go up here, the FX, that's your effects. I think it's on this one here. Let me find out. Yep, zoom in. So if I want to zoom in on this one here, what I do is I left click on zoom in and I pull it down. Now when I click on that, it's going to surround that. And then when I, take my finger off the left button, now this has the zoom in. So let's go back and we'll watch it. As it hits, it's going to zoom in to the background.
Rather than using that as a way to catch up on my sleep. Anywho, I got all my deductions, notarized, signs.
Okay.
Anywho.
So now, say I want a different effect, because there are a bazillion effects. There really are. I mean, if you can look over here, it's almost endless. And I should really use them more than what I do. Say I want to make it look grainy and old and shit like that. So I drop it on this one. Now when it moves into that, watch. Yeah, you can already see where it's fixing to happen like that. But watch the background.
I got all my deductions, notarized, signed, sworn.
Just looks
and
grainy.
Recorded.
Well, I don't know, man. If you can see
Making
that,
them
fine.
mine.
But it just looks like old television type.
Or him.
You know what? I should really just select a whole better effect. Let me go find something maybe a little bit different than that. You see, man, some of these I don't even know what the hell they are, man. Is this even in a... Let's go to special effect, man. grid, man. There we go. And let's use that on the Constitution back here. So when I start on the Constitution, back here, right beforehand, that effect is going to grid up the Constitution. A little different, but I don't even, again, I don't know why anybody would want to do that, but those are your effects, and they're fun to set and look to, and, you know, play, toy around with, you know, kind of learn as you go. But that is your effects room. This is your title room. This is your transition room. Now, the reason that I do it in 3 and I put me down here on the third one is because sometimes, and I'll show you how, you know, I normally do this. I open the folder, and then I go to pictures, of course, and let's see, where's that? Audacity, animations, maybe. Green screen effects. That ain't what I was looking for. Wanted the frickin' newsroom. CPCT, where the hell would I have that shit at? Maybe it's in YouTube downloader. News, right? Motherfuck. Okay. Let me go to pictures of it. You know what? I'll find it, man. I'll find it. Yeah, okay. We'll use this one. And say I'm going to put like a news channel thing behind me here. Okay. Well, like right here. Let's say I'm going to start using it. Well, then it puts it right behind me because I've already chroma keyed this. So it's going to go right on through. But I want to adjust that. Okay, because my head's kind of covering the green screen there a bit. Still is a little bit. Shit. Okay, you want to make sure you're on the, you know, that you have that highlighted because he'll jump down to the next one. It's a little glitchy in a way. So I'll pull that out there, like that. Now, if I had the news behind me like that, now whatever it is I'm talking about, I can put behind me. Because I left click on this, double left click, select chroma key, hit the eyedropper, and I go right over there to the green and click it. Now, it's fine because that right there is a solid color. No need to change the range or denoise. It's all good if it's preset green screen. So now, see, what do I want behind me? Man, okay, I'll tell you what, man. I want the Delphi suspect there. I want him to be right there, because I'm going to be talking about him for a minute, maybe. But I won't be. So, now what I do is once I got this, because I can see exactly where that green screen is here. Exactly how that's going to fit right into place. So, bam. All right, there. Now, I set him in there. So, now I click OK. Now, when I'm talking about him, and I click down here, and it's going to get rid of that. So, say I'm talking about him, but I'm not.
These deductions, not taxes. Now, I'm talking on the case here. Please stay with me. You know, what I'm going to do is I'm going...
So, that's how you would add something. But, again, you've got to left click and chroma key this green screen the same way as you do, because if you're using a green screen, whatever that you have, like this down here, then this has got to be behind it, because that's set behind me. And it goes in a reverse order than most, because at the top's going to be your foremost in the back, and that's why it's set in here, behind this green screen. You see where I'm at? Actually, if I was running like 3 different ones, I'd have myself, the video placed on 4 or 5. That way I could put all the shit that I'm going to put back behind me and green screen on and so on. You see where I'm at. Okay. I don't want to get too explanatory, but, I mean, I realize that just learning... Man, I hope I haven't rambled too much. And if I have, man, I'm sorry, man. I become a rambler at times. I do, man. So, anyway... That's kind of your buttons, but this here is like where you want to watch what you're doing. So say I scroll back up and I go back to where it's fading back out of this and then into this, but I want to apply a transition, but I want a damn good transition. Like nothing like funky or nothing like that. Let's yeah, they're all pretty funky. Let's see where that one is. 9 is under special, maybe. Yeah. You know what? I don't even know what the ripple is, but I bet it's cool as shit. Alright. So let's add the ripple effect there and go back to Media Center. Pull this shit right back out to where it should be. It's okay, it's buffering again. One moment. Bear with me. Ah, fucking come on. Alright. Pull this back out. Now, you should see the... Hold on. You got to click back down in here because it was on this photo. If it's on that photo, this right here won't play. You see, because I selected this up here in the media content. So you got to click back down in here. Now it's going to give you your play button because now you're back on the timeline. So let's roll this from right when the house starts to fade, where it transitions into the news desk with the suspect behind me. Ready?
Name Thomas Jerome Bruce with his date of birth, his hometown, the place where he was born, and his St. Louis County Jail ID number, just to be certain they know who I'm talking about.
So that's kind of the effects. But again, you know, whenever you want to, you got to click up at the top. That's your media content. And then your effects button. This is where you make your title. And this is your transitions. Down here is where you split the clip. Make sure it's highlighted so it's on clip. Not where it's off of it, where it's timeline. Like I said, that's how I do it. I usually put myself on 3. That way I can put like a news desk or something behind me if I want that effect. And then I can add the things, or even if I wanted to, let me remove this. Well, you know what? Let me take it down to here and say I just split that. I'm going to split that clip, and I'm just going to get rid of this side. All right, now I want... man, I thought I had a different video now. Yeah, say I want this behind me, man. This is going to be my transition, or my intro. But what I'm going to do, because it's already highlighted, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to mute it. But if I want, you can also go down there and come up here. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Highlighted. Now you right click, okay, and when you right click you can come up here and unlink video audio. Well, they're linked, so I'm unlinking them. Now you left click off of that, outside of that picture. It started to buffer for a minute. Then you go like down here if I wanted it muted, and you can come up and remove the sound. Now if I go back and back one more to where they was connected, I could as well just come up, right click on it, and then go to mute clip. And I wouldn't even have to have done that. So anyway, that's a muted clip, but now it's going to be playing behind me right here. So let me double left click on that and pull that up separately. And I'm going to put that right into that little screen right there. Now, I'm going to click off of that. I'm going to go back to here like such. And it's just going to go from one into the other. I could add a transition between the two. But, you know, for right now, just for show, is how it would roll.
I'm talking on the case, sir. Please stay with me. You know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a book. Now, people's asked me about writing a book. And I tell them, well, I'm no writer. I'm not a writer. I can't write, or even if I could write, I don't.
So that's well.
People's asked me.
But if I had the sound on it, like say I come down here and I add the sound, and I don't want that blare. God, I don't know why they made that so loud. And I'm going to get you that link here in a bit. I will get that. But now you should hear the sound with it.
People's asked me about writing a book.
So, say if I was talking about something that the tyrants were doing, and I said, like in this clip, well, I would just be quiet. Well, you know, see, while that clip would be playing, you know, or I could just bring that forward like this video, like such. Like say I go right to the beginning of it, right to here. Now, what I'm going to do is highlight this down here. And then I'm going to the end of it here. And then, oh, damn it. Don't do this shit to me. Now I could remove this, leave gap, because I want that right there with nothing behind me. And then as well, right here, I can clip that. Highlight. Buffering. Clip that. Now in this right here, what I want to do is I want to unlink this clip. Okay? And this right here, just like me being there, but I want my voice. So I'm going to remove that and I'm going to leave the gap. So that right here is just going to be like say this video piece right here. Well, when I left click on that, now I can like blow this up to where if it is that I just want them to see that video clip while I'm talking, boom, like that. Now it's going to roll while I'm talking as well. I mean, it seems a little lame to explain it in this manner, but I didn't really like preset the lesson up. But those are your buttons. I mean, that's kind of what I work with. That's kind of how I'm doing it. You know, you got your transitions. Again, that's here. If you mouse over, it'll say transition room, title room, effects room. And this is your media room. That's where you normally would be unless you need to go elsewhere. Now you can do shit with your like voice over here. This is your audio mixing. If you know, most of that's never needed. It just really isn't. But you know, you can go to background music, background images, color boards. I mean, you know what? Those are all a different time on that. But this is your timeline splitter, and this right here is where you add an additional track. So remember, highlight, clip. And down here, if you're adding a new track, clip that. It's saying, yeah, we're going to add another track. You'd be like, okie dokie. And I think you could probably add them up to 1 million if you wanted to. But that's kind of the lesson. I'll leave it at that. I'll talk to you soon. Peace, love, and prosperity, icons. Later, bro.